In June 2015, I was at National Airport heading to Portland. My flight was canceled, so I found myself in line with the rest of the passengers for what we knew was going to be a long wait. As an introvert, of course, I pulled out my phone and proceeded to tune out the rest of the crowd. Yeah. The family in front of me were not introverts. And I had little choice when they insisted on chatting with me. This was a dad and his 2 teenage sons. Dad was a long-haul driver for FedEx, and he had a Harley for road tripping on his time off. He showed me pictures. I know very little about motorcycles, but I did know enough to say, "Sweet bike," and that made him happy. The dad's conversation meandered from there. His sons were heading to Grandma's house. "Here's a cool weather tracking app." "Yeah, it's cool, yeah." "You know, people should be able to fly the Confederate flag. It's a First Amendment right. It doesn't matter if feelings are hurt." Oh, no. This was just after the shooting at Mother Emanuel AME in Charleston, South Carolina. And debates surrounding that flag were everywhere. Before I knew it, my mouth opened, and out came a counter-argument. Me, the introvert who doesn't want to make a scene. I was challenging this man in a crowd in front of his 2 sons. My brain was screaming at me to please stop. Don't go there, you are starting a fight. But my mouth kept going. I asked him to consider how for some, seeing the Confederate flag emboldens them to act on racist ideas. My brain tried to pull me back. He's not going to listen. He won't consider your points. He's stuck in his way of thinking. And I continued. I asked him if the right for people to be safe from violence outweighs the right to wave a flag. This dad stared at me, and after a moment, he said, I never thought of it that way. That changes things. Thank you." Wow. The irony of me talking about prejudice while I was painting a mental picture of this man with all of the negative stereotypes of the rural Confederate flag waving right. And in that, he proved me wrong. He showed me my own hypocrisy, and he did it with kindness towards me, the stranger who had just challenged him. I have a lot to learn. But what I learned on that day is that this idea that we're all good at heart, that we have more in common than that which separates us, it's not just a platitude or an ideal. It's real if we let it. If we meet each other with a mind open to sharing ideas and our views. His name was James, by the way, that dad. He was there to drop his sons off for the summer, and he was getting all teary-eyed, knowing how much he would miss them at the dinner table every night. And he made sure that I got that weather app so I could keep myself safe in storms, and I still use it to this day. I've been thinking about James a lot lately, as our world keeps getting more and more polarized. I don't want to forget how wrong I was about him, how I had divided people into us and them. And he reminded me we're all just us. We're parents who love our kids. We want to be safe, secure, have a future. But we're not going to resolve our conflicts keeping to ourselves. We have to remember that that other side are humans too. with names, and worth having hard conversations with. It won't always work, and it's worth a try.